I just built this holder here, the same size as the magnetic holder, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna place it, but I'll show you guys what I got going on. I have a 80 volt charger over here and two DeWalt chargers, one with 60 volt that charges both. And then what I did is put dowel rods in there so it can hold my tape, and just a little shelf here that I put in a nook, and then pens or something if I want to grab that. That's quick and easy. And then over here what I did is I built another long shelf. See, I'm going to have 3 of them on the wall just as making a magnetic tool holder, and all I did is groove this section out with my table. Set the level real low, just the thickness of the earth magnet I purchased on eBay. It's earth magnets right here, and all they're doing is laying in there, and I'm spacing them out with 1 inch. I marked 1 inch everywhere, and I'm putting the Gorilla Glue on there, and we're putting the earth magnet in there. And when this dries, it's gonna be a mounted magnetic tool holder on the wall. Piece of cardboard exactly at 1 inch, and I'm cutting little strips. Spacing them between the earth magnet because they're so strong that the pull wants to pull together. So your project should look like this so far. All right, this is how it should look right now. I'm probably gonna put a piece of tape around it so the earth magnets don't move, but you could tell what it's gonna do. And I tested one of these earth magnets and it held a hammer on the wall. The ones that you buy at Menards or the big box hardware stores can't even hold a set of keys on them. So tool holder, on the wall bracket, homemade, quality you can count on. Earth magnets sold on eBay. I think they were like 20 cents a piece. This thing's gonna be awesome. I did wrap a piece of Scotch tape around each magnet because Gorilla Glue has a tendency to expand as it dries. This way that my magnet stays flush and flat against the wood. Right, I got them all glued in place, and I've put a piece of Scotch tape around them. Now I'm gonna put this board just to make sure, give it that extra security that it's not gonna move as it dries. So now that's on there. I'm gonna place these buckets on top of it for added weight. All right, that dried up overnight, and I expect it to be a little gooey, and I'll have some cleaning to do. This is the third one I've made. So I'll just use a razor blade and clean cut all this off, and then I'll have an amazing rack that's gonna hold whatever the heck you want on it, on the wall. So you could just feel the power on that. That's awesome. So with the glue that I used on this thing, it did make a little bit of a mess. I think I spent about 10 minutes cleaning it off, but this thing is gonna be an awesome set to my tool holding kit. Like you can see right there where I've made, I'm just gonna stick a bunch of crap on here. Let's see how this holds. I'll try to hold it up. It might be too heavy for me to hold with just one hand. Putting some hole punches on here. You know what, let's throw some screws on there too. Let's see what this does. Let's see what this thing does. I'm gonna try to hold it up here for you guys. If I can even hold it up. All right, showing you guys what it does. We're gonna mount this on the wall later and really show you. I mean, it holds everything. I'll even shake it. Well, that's power you can count on. No issues. Really happy with the way this one came out. I made 2 other ones at another property of mine. Love them, love the way they work. I'm gonna keep on making these, keep on telling people how to make them. It's an awesome tool holder that you just can't buy with that kind of power. If this video inspired you, all I ask is you give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Watching how to build a workbench in my garage. I don't have a cameraman, but I'm gonna take clips of everything I do here, and hopefully you guys can get an idea and build one of these yourself if you get motivated to, or whatever you want to call it. Got some old barn wood here, and I'm just gonna build it as I go. There's no plans here. Obviously you can sit down and draw it out, but got a bunch of old barn wood, give it a good old rustic look. I could have bought new wood, but I wanted to have some character. Let's get started. You know, I want my bench to be about 24 inches this way, and I want it to be about 110 inches that way. I'm probably gonna put some shelves on the front, little shelves like that, and put some Luan on the backing so stuff doesn't fall over in the shelves. Maybe 1 or 2 shelves, leaving an empty space underneath it so I could put table saws or anything that I want to put under it. Sanders, belt sanders, stuff like that, but vices on the top possibly. I got a couple vices in my garage. Probably mount them on the top and just have a nice little workbench in the back of my garage over here. I got the 4 legs cut out, and I measured to about my waist where I wanted it, and that's where I put my tabletop. I took into account the height of the platform on my bench. On top of the 4 legs, I got 4x4s over here, and cut those down. And I got this board now. I'm going to secure most likely some type of support going either 3 times this way with like boards to support the tabletop. I got it upside down to where I'm going to have the nicer side on the top, and then when I flip it over, I'll have the nicer top on the what do you know? 4 support beams that I'm going to have on my top bench to the length needed for that. And guys, if you're trying to get inspired by building one of these, having the correct tools is everything. Not having the correct tools will have you stumped and scratching your head on how to do something. With a fat drill bit, bigger than the head, I screwed in, you see that, at a 45-degree angle, and then I drilled it with a smaller bit at that angle so I can get that support in there, because I want these pieces of wood standing up so I can put my 4x4 up against here and I'll have a lot of support. I did put wood glue down. As you can see, I just want to show you guys what's going on. Got one of the support beams down on the end, and then I came to this side. That way I didn't work my way down and then my stuff was lopsided. I also used a screwdriver to bend this before I put that screw in to space it out, because it was really kissing one of the other sides and I had a bigger gap. So I'd like to even them out. Just showing you guys tips and tricks and stuff as you guys build this. Impact drills are real easy. Like I said, having the correct tools is just a big deal. Where when I was younger, I didn't have any tools, and if I had tools, I could have done so much more in life. So definitely gonna let my kids learn all about building and stuff like that, and having the correct tools will push them further to building whatever they want, whatever it may be. So showing you guys this is gonna come to an end. When it does, we will have an awesome bench to work on for many years to come. Platform or the base all done. What I did do is, because some of the wood was warped because it is old barn wood, I unscrewed all these so that way when I flip it over, I'm gonna start screwed in that way it can be more flush as I want, because if I left all those screws in, I wouldn't be able to adjust the height on the top, because some of it was on the other side was higher or lower. And also I used sawdust mixed with glue, with wood glue, and I mixed it in there to get in between those gaps, because sawdust and wood glue is an amazing like wood filler where it can support the platform right now. I am gonna sand this down. It's gonna look amazing when we're done, and I like the character it's got with the little holes and knots and little cracks and stuff. It's gonna look sweet, especially after I sand it and then stain it. So just to show you guys, see these little imperfections. I might not be able to get it perfect, but by unscrewing what I was talking about a second ago, check that out, I'll be able to get it down just a hair. You see how it's bouncing? I'll be able to put screws in and get it to come down better where I want it. Got a 2.5-inch screw going down here. Also, I used my bigger drill bit so you guys could see, just so the screw would not be, the head of the screw up here would not be sticking out. Gonna get that in flush. right, I'm over here. I'm mixing up my wood filler. And if anybody's got wood filler, you know it dries up after a while. I put mine in a Ziploc, and that still didn't help too much. But what I did was, there was a little bit of mold in there. You'll get that with drywall compounds, just a little bit of moldiness. So what I do is put like a few drops of bleach in there with some water, mix it all up, and I'm gonna start filling in all these little cracks over here. And also the wood, I'm sorry, not the wood, what am I saying? I'm gonna fill in all the screw holes, and you guys will see what that looks like after. And when this gets all done, we're gonna sand it down. It'll look amazing. So if you're gonna be staining your project, make sure to get a stainable wood filler. Not all of them are stainable. That way it won't look stupid when you get done. Dual orbital sander, I'm gonna start sanding. My table saw here, just to the right height to put this groove line. It took me 2 runs to get each one grooved out like that, where I could put glue on and slide it in at the bottom for the base of the drawers. That's my drawer. Didn't have no glue on, but I had some really thick plexiglass. Building the shelves down here, make sure you use a level on everything you do. Just a quick tip. Also, I had a little tiny bit of a gap, nothing, a little bit of sawdust right there. Fill it in and mix it with wood glue, and that will make that solid as if you never cut that wrong after you sand it. Looking really nice though, it's coming along. Air compressor on the bottom. Gonna have my nails. My nail size is 3-inch, 2-inch. Enough room for everything just on this one bay area to do a lot of woodworking. And I'm also gonna do the same setup over here. Coming along though, real nice. Second shelf built, really coming along here. Now building a bench like this, if you say, oh wow, at the end, look how nice it looks. Having the correct tools is key to a project like this, or any project. So this wouldn't be possible without the tools that I have to cut the correct lines needed and stuff like that. So I got a bench saw right here and a sliding miter saw. If you guys don't know what sliding means, this blade actually slides forward, cuts 13 inches. And I'm building this from scrap. If you're saying, why did he use plexiglass drawers? If they ever crack or something like that, I can go get some glue on and put it in there. But I'm trying to build this where there's no cost whatsoever. Assemble the second drawer, which had a different, wider distance. And I don't want you to think everything comes out perfect. I actually had to gouge this out because this piece of wood was warped, but you can't tell from the front. But from the side, I had to use measurements, cut that out, gouge it. Now I can place this exactly where I want it. So far, the only cost that I think I had paid for was screws, which I already have, and the glides that I paid, I think $9 a piece. So right now I have about $16 or $18 into this project. Tip for you if you get inspired on building this, or just get inspired to build anything after seeing this video. A quick tip for you guys, and a great tip for you, is always make sure you can access and get inside of something. Like if this ever cracked and I wanted to replace it, I glue gunned all of these joints together and nailed them in with my brad nailer. That's another tool that you're probably going to need. That thing's amazing. Making it so I can get in and out of here. So what I did is, this is solid, but then this section here is screwed in with 3 screws and no glue. Being so, if I need to get in here, I can go and change something. Always take that into consideration, where you can go into something and change it. Just to give you a quick example right here, I built this spinning bar sign, and I put a motor in there, but I always made sure that I can access the sign to change the light. So always make sure you could change that. Also, I made an access point on the back here with screws so I can access the motor that's inside here that lights up and turns this thing around. Routering the edge of the drawer faceplate. One bench down, one to go. Belt sander, got my tools. We're still gonna figure out how we're gonna organize these. I usually did put them over here, so I guess I could just leave them over there, but I definitely want to make another rack, a magnetic rack, a pen or pencil holder bucket that you're gonna see in the video. Keep watching. Just got everything organized. It's coming out real nice. Got a brad nailer. Just with the flip of a switch, I can just sit there and start brad nailing. You don't have to sit there and go get it out. All these tools over here, screws, ratchet set, anything you need is just right there, access to you in like 2 seconds. Right, Mila? Just built this holder here, the same size as the magnetic holder, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna place it, but I'll show you guys what I got going on. I have a 80-volt charger over here and 2 DeWalt chargers, one with 60 volt that charges both. And then what I did is put dowel rods in there so it can hold my tape, and just a little shelf here that I put in a nook, and then pens or something if I want to grab that. That's quick and easy. And then over here what I did is I built another long shelf. See, I'm gonna have 3 of them. That's how I got 3 going there. I'm gonna have these 3. They're all the same size and they're gonna go side by side. This section here is gonna hold all my clamps, and I got a full box of those. And then over here it's just gonna be a shelf, maybe for my DeWalt batteries or drills or whatnot. Whatever I want to put on that shelf, that's what's gonna go there. So this thing's coming out real nice, but it's a big project. If this video inspired you, all I ask is you give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.